Throughout mutant history, all they ever wanted was the chance to live without fear and be who they truly were. Getting there, however, had been a long and painful road. Before the government decided to destroy Revelation's fortress with an atomic bomb, they had already sent supervillains and assassins to stop what they believed was inevitable. Innocent people died, whose only crime had been being born mutants. For every extremist defeated, new ones rose. To humans, there was no desire for peace, only extermination. She understood that if she wanted to remain a one-woman army and keep her promise of defending her people, a drastic choice had to be made. That was why she allied herself with Doug Ramsey. Her reasoning was simple. He protected mutants, even those who disagreed with him. Gabby and Akihiro arrive at an abandoned naval base in Philadelphia, now part of Revelation's territory. They are there to meet someone neither wanted to face. Akihiro asks Gabby not to think about who had summoned them and to stay focused on Alex, avoiding any mention of Laura. This was no longer about the Laura Kinney of the past, but the woman she had become, the new Sabretooth, a name despised by many and a shameful symbol in mutant history. Seeing Logan's daughter wearing Victor Creed's colors was unsettling, but the identity she carried no longer belonged to Creed. It belonged to his son, Zane, who inherited the mantle from his father and became Laura's husband. She now carried the legacy in honor of the man she had lost years ago. Gabby held deep resentment toward Laura for choosing Revelation's cause and insisted that she was prepared to repeat the accusation as many times as needed, even if it meant cracking Laura's adamantium skull. Akihiro uses his pheromones to calm Gabby, but only one presence could truly dissolve the tension: Alex, Laura's son. No matter how strained the relationships among the adults were, Laura would never deny her brother's access to the most precious part of her life. In a brutal world, Alex was still capable of making her smile. Akihiro gives him a small gift, a toy, a car. But it was time to talk about serious matters. Gabby is surprised that Laura allowed the meeting, especially now that she belongs to Revelation's inner circle. Laura, however, needed a favor. She wanted Gabby and Akihiro to take Alex far away, since the boy had no powers and could easily be used to hurt her or threaten Revelation. Alex overhears the conversation and begins shouting desperately, insisting he does not want to go and that his mother can protect him. Laura could not protect his father when it mattered most. Gabby says she would do anything for Alex, but wants to know why Laura is so afraid when Revelation supposedly protects all mutants, just as the posters promised. Laura refuses to explain further and repeats her request. Akihiro agrees immediately. Gabby, however, still has not forgiven what she considers betrayal. When the world fell apart, Laura and Zane abandoned the rest of the family and walked a different path, until they both died. Hearing Zane's name changes Laura instantly. She refuses to allow anyone to insult the legacy of the man she believed sacrificed everything for mutant kind. The tension escalates, and both prepare to settle things through violence. Laura never imagined their discussion would reach that point, since they had once been inseparable. She believed Gabby would follow her without hesitation when the time came to choose sides. But hatred has a way of blinding family, and Alex begs Akihiro to intervene. Akihiro cannot stop them before they go too far, just like always. Before disaster becomes final, Akihiro throws himself between them, but Laura does not stop and strikes him with a nearly fatal blow. Normally, this wouldn't matter due to his healing factor, but his abilities were weakened by a past event. Akihiro was carrying Bagra Ghul inside him, which turned him into the mystic Wolverine and demanded constant effort to control. Laura did not know this, and instead of apologizing, she blamed Gabby, saying she had been forced into the situation. The Sabretooth mantle seemed to carry a dark aura that haunted anyone who wore it. Alex begs not to leave his mother and not to see his uncle suffering, but Laura hopes he will one day understand her decision. She notices how much his eyes resemble his father's and remains convinced she is protecting her family by sending Alex away with his uncles. Gabby pushes back, insisting that if Laura were truly on the right side, she would not abandon her own son. She even suggests Laura leave Revelation and escape with them. Laura explains it is too late to turn back, and that everything she does is for their safety. Even so, the farewell is unbearable. Someone witnessed the entire scene. Julian Keller, Hellion, had been watching from a distance. He never imagined Laura would become a traitor. He telepathically informs Revelation about an attempted escape. Standing beside him is the Angel of Death. Hellion says he is ready to eliminate Laura and her family with a single command. Revelation shocks him by ordering that they be left alone, since the matter is a family issue. Later, Laura returns to Revelation's palace and finds Logan. She knows he is not truly her Wolverine, even though he is the same man physically. Something inside him changed after the virus. He has become cold and has spilled more blood recently than ever before. Revelation asks why she turned her son over to her brothers. Laura explains that she no longer feels safe with Alex near him, because the boy has no powers and would not be able to defend himself if the palace were attacked again. Losing Zane was unbearable, and losing Alex would destroy her completely. Leaving him with Gabby and Akihiro offered at least some peace. Revelation asks how she knew her siblings were leaving the territory. Laura says that Quentin and the Omega kids discovered that other mutants from a nearby settlement were also leaving, though no one knew where. Revelation is disappointed, believing he had given his people everything they needed. Laura says she does not care. If they chose to leave, they must deal with the consequences. Revelation recalls reports that claim Arakko has grown even more hostile toward Earth's mutants, and wonders if Laura's family is heading there. Despite the lack of new information after a major catastrophe, he says he has his own means of gathering intelligence and warns Laura that she may have made a grave mistake by allowing them to flee. Meanwhile, in an abandoned aquarium serving as the Wolverine's hideout, Alex cries himself to sleep while Akihiro still bleeds from the untreated wound. The mutant Yara, Shark Girl, treats him. She asks if Alex is really his nephew and jokes that the boy looks delicious. Gabby grows tense and insists they should leave immediately. Sage, former leader of X-Force and still alive in this reality, asks whether she is speaking to Honey Badger or Wolverine. Gabby dislikes remembering the past and insists they are no longer X-Men. Sage argues that they will always be X-Men, no matter what the world becomes. Sage then reveals progress on her latest project, integrating Blink's consciousness into a system capable of powering a teleportation gateway. Gabby celebrates. This means they could leave as soon as the next morning. Back at the palace, Laura continues struggling with her fear for her family and for Alex. She decides to go after them and bring them back home, but detects Julian's scent. He had followed her. He wants to know why she sent her son away and refuses to accept what he sees as a betrayal of Revelation, saying Alex could become the future of the Empire, assuming he really is a mutant. The comment triggers Laura's anger, confirming her fear that someone might try to use her son as a tool against her or against Revelation. She warns Julian not to interfere in her family. Julian continues provoking, asking whether Alex has no powers because he carries Creed blood and claiming everyone knows that bloodline is cursed. His obsession with Laura is not hatred. It's actually love. He insists that if she had chosen him instead, they would have had the most beautiful child in the Empire and that there is still time. He proposes they could become a powerful alliance, two of Revelation's most important seraphim strengthening utopia together, if she would only agree. Laura answers that yes, he can do something for her. Julian becomes excited, thinking she means it romantically. He asks what he can give her, since his heart already belongs to her. She knows it. And since his heart belongs to her, she makes a point of showing him that it truly does. Literally.